With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks. You get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Ace the vibe check with drinks like lemonade, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or any size drink for just $1.49. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Gabby, hello. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. What in your life needs fixing today, girl?
Hi, how do I move past resentment towards my mother?
Gabby, you wrote, it says, hey, Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. I've been distancing myself from my mother, but the final straw came during my wedding planning. She showed little interest, and when I confronted her, she played the victim and called me heartless. Now, with my birthday just passed and Mother's Day coming up, I'm struggling. Am I being petty or is it justified?
So are you hurt that she's not offering to help with planning the wedding, or are her contributions to the planning not in sync or in line with what you want for your wedding day?
So it was kind of both. So my wedding passed. It's coming up to almost a year ago, actually. But she just didn't make any efforts whatsoever. Like when I went wedding dress shopping, you know, it's never expected, but it's kind of in the back of your mind. And you're like, oh my God, my parents, maybe they're going to pay for my wedding dress. Mm-hmm. You know, all she did was come up to me and she said, just pick the dress you want. And
but pick the dress you want and I'm going to pay for it, or just pick the dress that you want and buy it?
Pick the dress that you want and buy it.
Okay.
So she never once bothered calling or messaging or anything just to see like, hey, how our wedding planning going? Like, it was just very, I'm just going to show up.
How was your relationship before you got engaged?
It was okay. Like, it wasn't bad. I guess there's kind of more layers to this. My mom very much follows what my sister said. Like, my sister's kind of the ruler of the household. Mm-hmm. And because older, yes.
Older?
And because my sister and I, we were like not on great terms, my mom followed everything that my sister was saying. Mm-hmm. So that kind of led a layer to it. So there was like a bit of friction towards it. And like, I don't know, it was just disheartening, like, to go through that whole wedding process and her not being involved. And then the day of the wedding, she acted like, oh my God, my daughter's getting married, and like the whole tears and the bits. And it was just like very disheartening.
And what's your relationship with your sister like?
We don't talk.
Okay. So you got all sorts of family dynamic here. It's not just about your mom and the wedding, right? This is something that you've been dealing with and the family's been dealing with for years, right? Mm-hmm. I think that you have a couple of choices here. One, I think that you need to understand that this is not about that isolated incident, that you have feelings towards your mom and your sister and the relationship that they have. And your pettiness and resentment stems from that, right? It's like, I think that you have this feeling of being left out, and, you know, your mom never saved her best for you, right? And that you've just seen her give it to your sister over the years, which is really, really hard to watch. You can either, you know, move on without them and sort of, you know, put on a phony face. But if you consider yourself to be any sort of like family first person, you know, even if they're not acting that way, you still have to act that way. And if you're going to act that way, I think that you need to figure it out both with your sister and your mom. Because I don't think that this is something that you can figure out just by having a conversation with your mom, because this goes way deep into your relationship with your sister.
Have you ever had a convo with the two of them or either of them about the way the three of you interact?
Not necessarily how the three of us interact, but like the week before the wedding, we had kind of like a family meeting type of deal, just because it was, you know, I didn't want to get to my wedding and have that, like something lingering in there. So we like semi-cleared the air, but I think it was more just to be amicable for the day of.
Okay.
And you can continue to be amicable for years.
Play it out in your head. If you go and have a conversation with your mom and your sister, right? Forget the wedding. That's just one part of it. You want to talk about the entire dynamic of the relationship between the three of you. If you were to go at this and tell them what you think, tell them how you feel, and have them do the same thing in return, what do you think, or how do you think that conversation is going to go?
Well, I mean, they're just going to gang up on me. Like, they're really good at just gaining up on me, and
it's all going to be your fault.
Saying like, I'm the problem, essentially.
So this is like, it's deep, right? It's probably not just one conversation, but I think that, you know, if you're going to be honest with them, you know, you can say, hey, normally when you go and visit with your sister and your mom, like that's a safe space. That's historically where you're supposed to go to not be judged, to not be looked at, and not be made to feel a certain way. And you can be honest with them and say that, you know, I don't have that with you guys. When I leave hanging out here, I leave the house and I feel terrible about myself. And I don't like feeling that way. And I feel that way because we have some work to do, I feel, on this relationship. And I'm a family first person, and I would really like to work on this because I want a sister and I want a mother in my life. And this is what I'm willing to do, but this is what I need from you.
I think it sounds great in theory, but I don't know that it would actually happen.
Well, then, okay, so here's the thing. Are you prepared to go through life with having the absolute bare minimum relationship with your mom and your sister?
I mean, I kind of already am, if I'm being honest.
So then what? So then you seem fine. You seem fine. How old are you?
35.
Okay. You okay to go through the rest of your life doing the bare minimum with your mom and your sister?
Like you've been doing it already.
I mean,
I think that you've dug your heels in and you're now waiting for them to realize that they've hurt you and for them to come around, and that's not going to happen.
No, for sure. I'm not expecting that in any way, shape, or form.
So choice number one is what? Choice number one is to move on, right? Because you don't want to feel bad about yourself all the time. You don't have the relationship you thought you did. But guess what? That's life. Some people don't. Not everybody's got a perfect relationship with their mom and dad and their sisters and their brothers, right? Not everybody does. Or you sit them down and have a conversation. It can go one of two ways. It can go great, or you can be right back where you are now. And if that's the case, you know exactly what to do. You just move on.
Okay.
All right, girl. Thank you so much for listening. Right. Appreciate you for reaching out. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks. You get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Ace the vibe check with drinks like lemonade, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or any size drink for just $1.49. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is,
got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Carrie, hello. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. What's on your mind today? Why are you here?
How do I handle my boys' tough questions?
Oh, wow. Euro says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I need advice on raising young boys. I grew up with only a sister and now have two boys aged 10 and 8. The older one often asks questions at inconvenient times, like during car rides or right before bed, and always in front of his younger brother. His questions cover topics like anatomy, relationships, and puberty, which make me uncomfortable since I wasn't raised discussing these topics openly. I want the 8-year-old to learn about these things eventually, but I worry he's too young to hear the same conversations. I often say, let's talk about this later, but then avoid the conversation. I want them to trust me so they feel comfortable coming to me with questions. What's he asking?
He will ask things like, why he gets a
okay,
or what making out is like, and if you make out with somebody, does that mean you automatically have a child? So
yeah.
So a lot of great questions and expected at that age.
Yes.
You never had these type of convos with your parents growing up, which is why it's so uncomfortable, right?
Yes, God no. And I actually have an older stepson as well. And when I tried to have the one conversation about relationships with him, it was the most awkward and incoherent conversation I think I've ever had.
Well, it is going to be a little bit awkward, especially for you. But I think that you cannot avoid having these conversations because they're coming to you as opposed to going to somebody else, right? They feel comfortable enough, trusting you, trusting that you'll have the knowledge to share with them, and you need to educate yourself on how you want to have these conversations with them. Now, I don't think it's necessarily, Roz, you tell me if you agree or not, the best idea, as you mentioned, to have that conversation with your 10-year-old in front of the 8-year-old. I think it's appropriate for you to say to the 10-year-old, hey, we could talk about this later. And then ensure that it's just the two of you during that conversation, like you said, before bedtime or whatever, right? Maybe if you guys are in the car, just the two of you. And obviously, you don't have to go into great detail. He's 10 years old. You just got to cover off the basics. Bodies change. Everyone goes through it. But I don't know, even something stupid as do your research on what it is you want to say and how you want to explain it to him, because he is only 10 and he will come back to you with additional questions as he gets older.
Yeah, I guess it's because I'm not prepared for when the questions come.
Yeah.
And when I say inconvenient, it's always just because it's in front of his younger brother.
Yeah.
And then his younger brother has those questions too, right? His ears perk up. He's like, well, what are you talking about? What does that mean? And I don't want to be dismissive, but at the same time, like I said in the blurb, I'm just worried the younger one is too young for some of these things.
So here's what you need. Here's what you need to know, right? If you bring the 10-year-old off to the side and tell him why he gets a boner, that 10-year-old is immediately going to go to the 8-year-old and go, dude, you're never going to believe what mom told me about our wieners. Okay, to think that and then you can't say to the 10-year-old, don't tell your brother. Then you're keeping secrets and stuff like this. Okay, boys are going to talk, right? You as a mom, and it's not even a big age gap, 8 and 10.
Yeah.
These questions happen. And I would say that your role in all of this is, and it's very, very important, okay, is that your kids will sense embarrassment and shame in the way you handle the response. Okay. And that is what you're instilling in them. It's not the detail behind why bodies change. It's your reaction to the question. Okay. And that is where problems start to happen, is at a very young age when you make the topic of these things seem shameful. Okay?
I think
what you
need
cannot
to be
do.
confident in the way you speak to them as well. You can't come off as being embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You just, because that's something that they then keep with them. You know what I mean? And then what winds up happening now is right now they have that trust with you because they're young. But as soon as the hormones start to kick in, right? What you instill in them now will be reflected at that point, okay? And what's going to happen is that if you make it sort of like a dirty thing, or you make it like a little shameful, or you make it like, oh, we don't talk about this stuff, as soon as those hormones kick in, they will never come to you with anything.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I want to avoid.
This is what you're building, though.
Okay.
You need to be their number one. You need to be the one that they go to when they have a question. They know, okay, I got to go ask mom.
Yeah.
Like you have to maintain that sort of that open dialogue, trust that you have the answers. Because if they went to like with everything, it's like, why does my hair grow? Am I going to be 6 feet? I don't know, right? All of these questions that kids have, and then when you get to the stuff like this, you can't go, oh, this is not the right time to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like obviously you don't want to do it like at a super inappropriate time, but you can. Why not schedule a time and just be like, hey, listen, if you got questions like this stuff after dinner on any night of the week, you fire off any question you have. Kids understand that, right? They're scheduled. They know what to do. It just happens, it happens at bedtime. And if it happens at bedtime, that's probably when you're going to be having a lot of these conversations. So I would say this, your job in this situation is to be ready for whatever question comes your way.
Yeah, you need to be the expert.
Okay.
And be blunt.
Okay, I will try my best. I will do that.
Right?
Yes.
Right. Do you know why? Okay. Do you know, if he says to you, hey, why do I get do you have an answer?
I can give him the anatomical, physiological answer.
Sure. That's fine enough.
Yeah. If that's how you want to break it down, go ahead.
Yeah. And then, and then and then he's going to start telling you other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you need to educate yourself and be confident in the way you have your conversation with him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right.
All right, girl. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
It's Roz and Mocha. Tony, why are you so stressed out? Why are you on today's FML?
Oh my gosh. How do I get a windy day paint project off of my brand new $8,000 front walkway?
Oh, damn. Tony wrote, it says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. My kid was painting a project for school on our concrete walkway. The paint can was left on the cardboard while the project was drying. Then a gust of wind came and lifted the cardboard and the paint can.
Oh,
Needless to say, I have black paint on my concrete walkway.
Tony, just a quick search on Google says chemical strippers, pressure washing, scraping, or even grinding. Have you tried any of that?
Yeah, so we contacted the guys who put it down. They said, don't use a pressure washer because that could damage it. So far all we've done was a lot of, with a brush, just brushing it off and soaking it in water, and some of it's come off, but...
What kind of paint was it?
The color paint that you use on the walls, but it's the same color for the cabinets in the house. So it's like a dark brown.
Okay, but it's like paint, not like...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, and so how old's the concrete?
Not even 6 months.
Okay, wow.
Damn, man.
Did you string them up? I would have. Okay, so you got a hold of the concrete guys, and they said, what, to not pressure wash it?
Yeah, just to try and rub it off as like a stiff brush.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, if they're telling you not to pressure wash your concrete, then they did a crap job on your concrete. You can pressure wash a sidewalk. Like you're not gonna for the amount of pressure washing that you're gonna have to get the paint off. You are not gonna damage the concrete.
Okay.
I'm watching a video on YouTube right now. Someone's using like a one of those wire brushes, a big thick wire brush, and they have the solution on the paint on the concrete, and they're just like brushing it away. Now I don't know how much of an area, like how big is the area of paint?
Let's just say it's about maybe 2 feet by 4 feet.
Oh, that's a lot of paint.
Yeah, I would have you, and you've tried like paint thinner and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've scrubbed it, like you put paint thinner on it, you scrubbed it out?
Yeah.
And it didn't work?
It's like I said, it's starting to come off, but like you can still see like a little bit of a stain there.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody here on another video is using nail polish remover, but this looks like a very small paint drip.
Yeah,
that's on the concrete.
Yeah, I think. And what are you scrubbing it with?
It's like one of the brushes used in the bathtub.
Okay, so here's what. Okay, so first of all, here's what you got to do. You got a drill.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to go to Home Depot and you're going to get the attachment that you can put a wire scrub. It's a big circular thing that fits onto the end of the drill.
Okay.
Right. It's like it'll some of them it looks like a round rubber mat, and it's got the bolt coming out of the middle. Right. And what you want is you want to go and find the attachment for that is the scrub brush.
Okay.
Right? It's normally you can stick sandpaper on it, but you want to go and find one. You can probably order one off Amazon. That's a scrub brush attachment for a drill.
You know what?
Okay.
I got a pack of those that I bought at friggin' Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what you want to. So that's what you want to use. You don't want to sit there. You need power, right? And so if you're using paint thinner or I don't know what other kind of solutions are out there, I'd find out look up what the city uses when they spray graffiti off the side of a building.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there has to be some sort of solution out there, because I see them and they just got a power washer and the solution is in the power washer and they just spray it on the side of a building and it comes right off.
True.
I'm reading one post on Reddit where somebody said they used a product called Czar. About 1.5 gallons. They power washed for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they used chemical safe gloves, long sleeves, pants, boots, and eye protection.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called Czar?
Czar, Z-A-R. I don't know.
Okay.
This was a post from like friggin' 8 years ago. So
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. But bro, you're totally fine to pressure wash your concrete. Like
right.
You're gonna be okay. Like you're not gonna start chipping away at your concrete. Like that's how people clean concrete.
True. Okay, I'll try that. But I mean, I'm also making sure that my kid is the one who's doing this because they're the one who.
Oh shoot! Yeah. You're already in the whole $8,000 for that job, right? All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, grab one of those attachments for your drill. Go on and find out what cities use to get graffiti off concrete walls, and you got a pressure washer.
Yeah, I got a pressure washer.
Okay. So you already got that, and then get the attachment, get the solution, and get your kid out there.
Fair enough. I'll try that.
All right. Thanks, Tony. All the best.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks. You get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Ace the vibe check with drinks like lemonade, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or any size drink for just $1.49. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
James, what's up, man? It's Roz and Mocha.
Good morning, guys. How do I ask for my money back?
Oh, wow. Getting right into it. Here we go.
James, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. My parents separated after 30 years of a toxic relationship. Since 2018, 2019, I financially supported them, including during the pandemic. My dad and I are close. I didn't take sides, but my mom and siblings shunned me for talking to him. My dad quickly moved on with a new partner, and now they're planning a wedding and buying a house together. He promised to repay the thousands I contributed, but hasn't mentioned it. His girlfriend says they're doing well financially, and they're making plans like getting a puppy and, buying a house. I'm happy for my dad, but I'm also wondering if I should ask him to repay me or just accept the loss.
So during this time that you were supporting, was it just supporting your dad, or you were supporting both your mom and dad?
It was supporting like their household.
So did your mom contribute to what it was that you were offering up during that time?
No, my dad was solo employed in the relationship.
Was there a discussion at all between you and your dad about here's how much I'm going to contribute and talk about a payment plan or, when he was going to start giving you back some cash?
There was always the promise that it would happen. It was as soon as I'm back on my feet, I'm going to repay you as much as I can.
How much did you give him?
Lots.
Like more than 10 grand?
Closer to the 20 range.
Okay. Okay, that's a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And so wait a second. Okay, so your parents just they just split up, right? When you were helping them financially, were they still living together, or is this your dad was living separately from your mom and you were helping them both financially?
No, they were living together.
They were living.
The relationship was still fine.
They had not separated yet.
Holidays.
So have you asked your mom to repay it?
No, because it wasn't her asking.
Okay, it was your dad asking.
Yeah.
Okay,
so he was in control of all the money.
Yeah, so he was the one asking to help out with odds and ends and this and that, and it was always the same story.
But your mom knew, though.
Yes.
Where the money was coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you talked to your mom about this?
We no longer speak.
You and your mom no longer speak.
Oh, because she thought that you took sides.
Yes.
So here's what's going to happen is that you are now going to be locked into this spiral of, yes, son, but it's just not the right time. So right now, he's moved on. He's got a new girlfriend. They're planning a wedding and buying a house. If you went to him and said, hey, I need that. You need to start paying me back that $20,000. He's going to say, oh, my God, for sure I will. But right now we got this wedding. We got to get the house. So once we get all that settled, it's going to go from once he's back on his feet, he's going to start to repay you. Then it's going to be once we get this house thing figured out, he's going to start to repay you. Once the wedding's over, he's going to start to repay you. You're going to be in this perpetual cycle of it's never going to be the right time. Okay. And if he hasn't brought it up, right? As a dad to you who gave him that much money, if he hasn't brought it up, I don't think he has great intentions of paying it back to you. So you, unfortunately, are going to have to be very proactive in this and sit him down and figure it out and figure it out in writing.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest issues I'm having at this moment is, so my dad started driving semi and they now drive together. So the biggest issue is getting him alone because they're basically together 24/7.
Talk to them at the same time.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. It's one of those things me and my dad have that relationship where I'm the age where we're not father and son.
If his new wife does not know that he's carrying a mystery $20,000 in debt that he owes, she needs to know that.
Yeah, so he's definitely spoken highly about me and what I've done for him.
No. Does she know the amount?
Probably not the amount.
Okay, but is he pitching this as, oh my God, my son is so great. I was down and out and he helped me out and he got me over the hump, rather than my son lent me money that, I'm sorry, even though we got a wedding and house plans, we got to pay back. Because unfortunately for the new girlfriend who's getting married to your dad, it is not your dad who needs to pay you back. Now it's they need to pay you back.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's avoiding the actual fact of having to pay me back.
Yeah.
Because
exactly. So sit them both down. Or track all of the payments that you gave him, right? Log it all, and then just send it to Canada Revenue.
That is definitely a solution.
And then they'll just come after him for the tax.
Bro, and then you won't have any family members talking to you at all.
You still probably won't. This may very well end your relationship with your father, too.
Honestly, I have a beautiful 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that because as long as she has everything she needs, that's all that really matters.
So listen, you helped your dad out, okay? Now he's going on with his life and he's got a new woman. They're getting married and getting a house. You got a baby at home. You sit them both down and you say, hey, listen, this is the way it's got to be. In writing, we're working out some sort of payment plan. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be the kind of thing that happens over 5 years.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's what I needed to hear.
Yeah. Can you figure that out?
Yeah. I'm going to sit down, especially and look over a lot of things and schedule for him to have a sit down with me as soon as he back off the road.
Yeah. Like use Roz's suggestion and track every single time you lent them money and just have it like there on paper to show him here's how much, here's when, here's the grand total. Yeah. And I've put together a payment plan that I think is fair for everybody involved. We need to follow this payment plan.
And then you got to also be prepared for him to turn around and say, well, your mother should pay half.
I mean, I would take half at this point.
Yeah. Don't tell him that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't tell him that.
No, don't even tell us that, bro.
Yeah. Don't put that out there.
There's a lot of ears out there.
Snitches.
Yeah, no, we can edit this out, right?
Yeah, for sure. Live. Okay, cool.
Thanks, James. All the best, bro.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Seeker app.
With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks. You get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Ace the vibe check with drinks like lemonade, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or any size drink for just $1.49. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.